to Zambia. This is the Herimangankubula International Airport in Livingston, home of Wayi Art Studio and Gallery. Please follow me as I take you on a tour. Welcome to Wayi Art Studio and Gallery.
My name is Agnes Yombwe. I'm a mixed media visual artist. I'm also an arts educator, an author and a mentor. In 2004, we founded Wayi Art Studio and Gallery, and we co-manage it with my husband. I call myself a mixed media artist, meaning that sometimes I combine media and sometimes I just use, assorted material, a variety of found objects, just different things depending on the mood that I have. Sometimes I may not paint for a long time, I'll be doing printing. I call it seasons. Sometimes I say when a work demon hits me in a certain direction, then I just move to that direction, and carry on with my work. So here where we are, it's our home, but it's also a studio and gallery, and the whole family actually lives on art, ourselves and our children, So, yeah. that is basically what we do. This room where we are, we call it a special library. We call it Mbusa Library. The artifacts and the wall paintings that you are seeing here were done by women. And these women were from Lusaka and Livingstone. But this tradition here is for the Bemba people and its related tribes. So my husband is Bemba, but I'm Tumbuka. So when we were getting married, his family requested that this tradition be done, and it was done in our house. So since we underwent this, we found that it has, it's very rich. It's actually a tradition which teaches people to be upright. A lot of people actually think that it's un-Christian, and some have sort of let it go. But for us, ever since we underwent it in 1991, we've been collecting, we've been working with different Nachimbusas, and every time we are learning quite a lot from them. So if you see the wall paintings, all the dots, the lines, the colors, they all mean something. The same with the artifacts, and also it goes with singing. So the song normally has a meaning, so you have to pay attention to listen, to understand what they are talking about, and also with the drumming and dancing. So this is one of the things that really inspires our work. I'm seated in my husband's studio behind the Mbusa house. This is where he paints from. My husband's name is Agnes Yombwe, and we've been married the past 31 years, but we've known each other for about 33 years.
Hello.
He's mostly a painter. Yes, Lawrence?
Thank you.
Yeah. We met at Evelyn Horn when I was in my second year. He came as a first-year student. And that time I was alone in a class of 15 guys. And he asked me straight that he wanted me to be his wife, so it wasn't love at first sight, but we worked on it. And since then we've been together. It has been an interesting journey. As a husband, he's very supportive of my work, because that's one of the things which normally is a problem if you're a woman artist. Recently, I was in Lusaka for a workshop for the youth, and the initial idea was that we have 10 male and 10 females. We ended up with 18 male and 2 females. So that is a kind of pattern that is there. So gender roles are a big issue, and you find that a girl child actually has to play many roles in the house compared to a boy child. But when you want to be a female artist, there are many support systems in Zambia. We have, like the National Visual Arts Council, our association. We have the National Arts Council and many other organizations. Even here at Wayi, we do mentorship classes, like for 15 boys, 15 girls. All that is to help them find themselves in whichever art that they want. So the challenges are manageable, but it also has to do with the parents, because sometimes they don't see that their children can live on art as a business, So here, one of the things that we do is to have many students come so that they learn and see that they can actually live on art as a business. But because some parents haven't seen that, so you find that some of the children that we have here, they can't continue with their art because still there are challenges. How are you going to live? You're not serious, it's difficult, like that. But otherwise, support is there, people are there to help you go up as a female artist. I never really decided to become an artist. What I remember is that our neighbor was a teacher, and I started going to that school when I was in grade 1. And she really inspired me. So I'm from a family of 10, 8 females and 2 male. And we were always more than 15 in that house. So my dad always used to make us sit around the table in the living room once a week, and he would ask all of us what we'd like to be one day. So from a young age, I remember saying teaching, 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 until the time I completed my grade 12. My art teacher asked me what I wanted to be, and I told her I wanted to be a teacher, and then she told me that you make a good art teacher. I'm telling you, the happiness that I felt, I can't even explain it. But after completing schools, you know how you apply to so many places, so I remember applying to Evelyn Horn, even for secretarial, for many different courses that I wanted to try. And the first letter that I got was a secretarial one, and I started immediately at Evelyn Horn. I only did that for 3 months, and then the letter for acceptance for the art teaching came. So I had to make a decision to leave secretarial and to do teaching. My parents said I could go ahead, but there were issues with some of my siblings who thought that I was going to starve. I was leaving a good job, to go and be a teacher and all that. But with the support of mom and dad, I managed to change course, and that's how I started studying, art teacher's diploma. And when I started, I was actually alone in a class of 15 men. So once I went into that, the rest is history. I found that I liked doing a lot of different things. And as I was studying to be a teacher, and I was at the same time becoming an artist. So that's how it was. Creating artwork actually makes me find myself, because I am a social commentator, but at the same time I work from my emotions, the sad emotions, the happy emotions. Sometimes I do art for art's sake. Sometimes I do these political work. Sometimes I'm working on, stopping violence, either political, even if it's gender-based violence, things like that. So when I create these works, I find that I get inner peace. Sometimes, like recently, I was busy trying to do my work, and then I kept getting, I don't know, you call it beeping. I'm surrounded by people that like to beep, when they want to talk to me. Even some job seekers, like when we're looking for a work at the Creative Village, you find they are looking for a job, but they are beeping. So one of these works, this one, I created it on a day when I was really feeling low. I tried to work and I kept getting these beeps, then I stopped, I called to check what's happening. And then also in the house, when I wake up, there are many people that are around us, from the kitchen hands, to the apprentices. So I find that sometimes I don't have peace, because everybody is trying to say something, or they need, something from you. So there are works that I create like that. So you find that this work here, I'm actually in the center and surrounded by all these people here. This work, it just came. It didn't even have a sketch or anything. It came from a scenario where I kept being disturbed from my work. But after I created it, I felt peace. So there are works also which I do sometimes from my dreams. There are works also which I do sometimes, from scenarios like maybe somebody's sick, but then they are better, so I have works that I do even just to heal, because of maybe the way that I was feeling. Creating artworks hasn't changed me, but it has made me stronger, because sometimes I voice out on things which people don't want to talk about. And also sometimes also I use my work to educate people on different things, like the way I even get inspired from the Mbusa house. You know, there are marriage issues there, and we have very high, you know, divorce rate cases here in Zambia, you know. So that's one of the things, you know, which motivates us to keep talking and say, look, where we are coming from, we have a tradition, and if we followed it, some of these things would reduce, you know. So yes, I use it in that line. And also I've done a number of taboos, because when we're growing up, it's quite different from the scenario now. So there are things which are taken for granted, and I've tried to bring them out because of where we are coming from. When we're growing up, we're taught that certain things are taboos. So for example, this painting behind me here, which a woman has a baby on the back, and it's not advisable for the same wrap I used to put on the baby for a woman to wear when they're having their menses, and there are many others. So sometimes I bring out things like that. And initially I thought that those were things from the past, but when I started working on taboos, I found that some people are still practicing those same things. So I bring them out and share, and when I do that, other people, even from other countries world over, they've also been able to share their taboos with me. So the works that you're seeing right here, the mermaids are actually memories, you know, from childhood. Because at some point when I was growing up, we had an incident where they said that one had been found, but it was on a last road in Livala where we're staying. So I call them, you know, narratives of Kapoli Street. That's where that incident happened. And when I ran to go and see for myself, I only saw a hole in that ditch. And I started coming up with my own ideas, what I think a mermaid is. But actually it was, in that time when we heard about it, it was mostly something related to witchcraft. Currently, I'm working on an owl, which I recently discovered that it's one of the symbols that is used in teaching a woman how to be a good woman in the home, that they have to turn their head 360 degrees. They have to make sure things in the house are up to date. They have to check, you know, for those things which are not okay in their home, and they have to know what is not there and what is there, you know. And not only that, it also teaches the woman that even when her husband is not there, she must not be a woman of the night. So I work on many different things, you know, and I also do like some of my work which I do, like the mermaids, inspiration from my childhood when I was growing up, and I use materials, you know, found materials. Sometimes I use seed pod inspired from, you know, a flame tree, and I like to use many different materials as I do some of my work. I have 4 children. 2 are biological, and the other 2, I have Sunga here, who is my adopted daughter, and Kangwa is my nephew, in the sense that my husband's late brother is the first child. So we've had Sunga and Kangwa since 2013, and all the children, Yande, Kangwa, and Sunga, they are all trained art teachers, except Yande's brother, who does car things, but the rest are all doing art with us. So Yande is my firstborn daughter. Hi Yande, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Yande Yombwe. I am an artist. I'm an art teacher as well.
So Sunga, may you say something about yourself? People would like to know you.
So my name is Sunga Mwila. Like Mom said, I'm a potter. These are my works behind here. They are inspired from the Mbusa ceremony, and I create them centering around the lessons that are taught to a girl child when they come of age. I also make bags, crochet them out of used plastic bags, and they're here. And I also do printmaking over here. Aside from that, I mentor a group of 15 girls who meet right here at Wayi every Saturday. And I'm also working as a gallery assistant manager at the National Art Gallery, a job that I recently got. Thank you.
Welcome to Zambia's National Art Gallery. Here you find artwork done by a lot of different artists from all across Zambia.
Hi, my name is Kangwa. So aside from being an art teacher, I'm a painter, and these behind me are some of my works, and I draw inspiration from just the scenes around, the day-to-day living. As we move, the things that we see around, the things that we hear, stories in the newspaper, and mostly also from childhood memories. So aside from that, also we have a group of 15 boys that come here on a Saturday for lessons, and it's a mentorship program that we have, and we also use art as a form of, or as a medium of mentorship. So we normally just help them even in skills and just different talents that they have. And then also recently I was in an art competition, the Cynthia Zukas Young Artist Award, and I scooped first prize for that competition. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Agnes Yombwe. I am also an artist and I'm an art educator. Apart from teaching art, I do different things. For example, the paintings in the background are mine, and then I also do things like costume designing. I designed this costume here from upcycled material. I tend to use a lot of materials that I find around me, and apart from this, I also make jewelry. Some of the jewelry here is from electric cables. I use things like groundnut shells and so on, anything that I can find that can be reused. I'm also currently doing a project called COVID-19 where I'm making masks and working with faces. Apart from that, I'm working with a theme of identity, and some of these here, these masks are based on that theme. Some of the recycling projects that I'm doing is this. This is called Little Girls, and it's entitled Utwanakashi. I make this from materials that I find from around. This is sand, and the frame is made from bottles, and the fabric is made from materials that I picked offcuts from the tailors. I also make prints. This is an example of a print that I recently made. This was called multicolor block printing.
And in 2020, I actually founded Wayi Creatives Village, which is about 35 minutes drive from here. Welcome to Wayi Creatives Village, which was founded in 2020 when COVID-19 just started. I actually got mild anxiety and panicked. I thought we were no longer going to do our art. So I was inspired to come looking for land this side, and the royal establishment gave us this place which you are seeing here. So the idea really is to do art that is sustainable. And not only that, we've been planting trees. We've been planting different stuff like aloe vera, sisal, and many other plants that we can actually use in our work. So you're most welcome to this place, because actually Wayi Art Studio and Gallery space is getting smaller. But this piece of land, one can explore and do many different types of art. So everyone is most welcome. Feel at home.
One of the programs that we have here at Wayi is an Artist in Residence program. Artists from all over the world are able to come here and experience the Zambian life. Some of them come because they want to exchange their skills, some of them want to learn new material, and some of them just want a time out from their space.
My future plans are to have a solo next year in March in Lusaka, and I've already started working towards that. So as Wayi, we've actually partnered with Flat Time House from UK to have a symposium in November, and we are working with about 8 artists, one from Botswana, one from Zimbabwe, and 6 Zambians, and this is being supported by a British Council, and this is something to look forward to. Also, with the Creatives Village, we've started a bit of farming. You know, we are planting fruit trees and we are planting things that we can use. We are keeping a bit of animals, you know, so that even when artists come in residence, the place will be self-sufficient. And we're also looking to more partnerships with more different organizations, like we are working with an organization in Botswana and Zimbabwe, and we are looking to partner with more. All of you that are watching this video, I would like to invite you to come to our place and see what we do. You won't be disappointed. You'll find us in Livingstone. If you're coming via the airport, we are just off that road, and we are easy to find. Once you Google Wayi Art Studio and Gallery, it's easy to find online. And we are also on Facebook, Instagram, you know, so it would be very nice if you come and visit. So most welcome.
Hi, this is the Livingstone International Airport.
And Wayi Art Studio and Gallery, we've actually patterned, is it what? What am I saying? Partnered, not patterned. Again. Partnered, not I started coming up with my own ideas, what I think mermaid is, but actually it was, in that time when we heard about it, it was mostly something related to witchcraft. Are we okay? We'll see you next time, eh? So this is how you've grown, eh? You've gotten old, eh? We'll see you. Don't get sick, okay? Why are you vomiting? You're not